Okay, so just find a comfortable seat. And of course, the main thing is that you're not struggling to sit upright. There's always an opportunity to lie down, which can be very nice, is on your back with bent legs. But adjust yourselves and take some time, because the theme of the class, like Tuesday, is the spine. So see if you can do what you need to do. And sometimes, yes, taking the arms out to the side, or even doing this with the arms kind of like the upper arm, imagine a shelf there. That helps you bring the shoulder blades onto the back body. And that will also enable you to feel your vertebral column is the spine. And then you can replace the hands lightly on the roots of the thighs. Now, if you decide to close the eyes, don't let the chest drop. And then once you close the eyes, relax the eyes from the inner corners to the outer corners. So if the eyes were open, which is fine with a soft gaze, sometimes it makes sense to keep the eyes open, then just imagine you're seeing the periphery. So you're not looking straight in front of you, okay? At least it's straight in front of you, but out to the sides, I should say. It's straight in front of you, not up nor down, but out to the sides. So that the view is wide. It's wide view, big view. And again, come back to the spine, feeling that central median line, because that's the theme of the class. Now, oftentimes when people have that instruction to be with the spine, they start to tense. So relax your fingers, your palms, and particularly your upper arms. See that your shoulders are moving away from the ears, and taking the hands at a right angle in front of you can help that, or the way we did previously. So you want to feel that upright quality of the spine, the median line of the spine, but without alerting the eyes, the throat, the tongue, or the brain. So it's relaxed. Pronating the palms so that they actually press the thighs down will help you stay vertical, and will also help you relax the fingers. So I was listening to something yesterday, a podcast that Tara Brach does. She's I believe an MD, no, she's a PhD, psychologist and meditation teacher, and much more than that. And on the podcast, there's an anonymous saying that we have two lives. The second one begins when you realize you have only one. So again, the second one begins when you realize you have only one. And then it reminded me of the late, great time master, Ajahn Chah, who says, if you let go a little, you'll be a little happy. If you let go a lot, you'll be a lot happy. And if you let go completely, you will be free. Let the river of life flow through you without any obstructions. Be aware of any residue of trying to control, trying to manage, because that gets in the way of letting go. And then finally, I'll leave you with this jewel of an instruction. I think Val, I shared this with you yesterday, is that when you completely understand and sense impermanence, then the natural response is to indeed let go. It becomes the natural response because you realize there is nothing to pin your hat on. Everything arises, all phenomena, which is empty, rolls on and on. It arises, it exists for a short time, and then simply passes away. So when you really understand that, then the natural response to that is indeed letting go. So what I would give you as an instruction today is anytime you feel a struggle, anytime that you feel like you're controlling something or managing something, contemplate impermanence and see if that helps. When you're ready, you can fold the palms May I be a boat, a raft, a bridge for all beings to cross the flood. May I be a resting place for the weary. May I be medicine for all who are sick. May I be a lamp in the darkness for those who are lost. And may I do so as long as earth and sky and galaxies exist. Until all are enlightened, I vow to be here to serve them all. And then when you're ready, you can lift your gaze. If the eyes were closed, stretch out your legs. So I just want to go over, as I alluded to some of this breath work on Tuesday. So this is what we'll do. We're just going to simply lie on the back, which is actually a very good place to, if you're a beginning meditator, it's good to lie on your back. It might, because you might just not be able to sit upright. And you certainly don't want to sit in meditation like this. That's the very worst posture. So you can again use this kind of shroud-like blanket for your forehead skin. So what I want you to do is when you're lying on the floor, you're going to put your hands on your diaphragm slightly above the navel. And I want you to imagine that in that area, the lower abdomen, resides an inverted umbrella. And you can keep your hands there with relaxed arms. And I want you to breathe into your hands. So it's up and down a smidge, but more laterally. The movement is lateral. Diaphragmatic breathing is lateral. And you'll be able to feel it not only in the anterior side of your body, but the posterior side in your back. So this is the band that your hands will be on. And you're going to imagine an inverted umbrella. And it's like you're expanding the ribs into your hands. Almost like, I liken it also to, the umbrella image is lovely, but also an accordion, okay? Many people, when they're under stress will breathe not from the diaphragm, but rather on the chest, and they'll also breathe through their mouth. The nose, what is the organ of respiration. All right, this is the way you get nitric oxide in your system, which is really good because it's a vasodilator versus a vasoconstrictor. So just observe your breath. Are you breathing into your hands? Can you feel the lateral motion of the ribs, not just up and down? There'll be some up and down, but I want you to focus on the lateral expansion. You can use whatever image, the inverted umbrella or the accordion, whatever helps you best. We'll stay here for a bit of time because I want you to experience the diaphragmatic breathing through the nose. Through the nose. If you find that it's easier to feel it, which generally it's not upright, then you can always sit upright. Eventually we, typically do the breathing upright. And then observe over time, as we'll be here a few minutes, if the exhalation is getting a little bit longer than the out breath. Again, feel the lateral quality of the movement in the lower abdomen. The side ribs expanding from the center outwards. And perhaps some of you might feel, although this takes a little bit more finessing over time, practice, feeling the back body expand as well, the back ribs. And concentrate not only on the front body, but the back body. For some of you, that might be helpful, since the back ribs are expanding from the center outwards. Relax the hands. If you feel that you've memorized that movement in the body, you can just relax the arms down by the side or keep the hands on the diaphragm. And then finally, we are going to see if we can increase the exhalation, not make it even with the inhalation, but a little bit longer. So what we're going to do is, again, on your back, see if you can count to 4 on the in-breath and then count to 6 on the out-breath. And then just, I don't like to say hold for 1, but suspend the breath for 1 count. So it's inhale for 4. Exhale for 6. Don't worry if you can't make it to 6. And suspend the breath for 1 count. If you need to take a normal breath in between, do so. Otherwise, continue on. This particular ratio is the ratio that scientists have found stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system. The counts have to be roughly 1.5 to 2 counts longer than the in-breath. So now you're willfully changing the breath on your own if you can. Don't worry if you can't go to 6, maybe just to 5, could even be even, 4 and 4. So it's an in for 4. And out for 6. Through the nose. A pause, suspend the breath for 1. And repeat. Now, when you're ready, just take the arms down by your side and take your legs into Supta Baddha Konasana and feel the effect of the diaphragmatic breathing on Supta Baddha Konasana. You probably feel the diaphragm spread even more. The exhalation might be palpable now. You're not willfully changing the breath. You're just now in Supta Baddha Konasana, being with the breath that is probably conformed to the 4-6-1 ratio. Take the arms a little bit wider. So some of you can bring them in line with the shoulders, but do have the palms up so you feel the spread in the armpit chest, the relaxation across the throat. Again, if your eyes are open, make sure that the eyes are spreading to the outer corners and you're seeing the periphery of the room. So the focus, there is no centralized focus, as that's heating to the brain. So we work with the spine on Tuesday, and many of you I know were here and many of you weren't. So we're going to continue that work. I've added a few things in from Tuesday and we'll see how we do with it. The intention of this class is to do poses where you can easily feel your spine and do poses that, and from that awareness, do poses to maximize the length of the spine. Okay, now when you're ready, just take the hands to the outer thighs. Okay, you can draw the knees in, and you're going to spine-ize by taking the blanket and a blanket roll. We've done this a lot. And placing it so that when you lie down with bent legs, your buttocks are on the end of the roll. Again, it will take, you can see I'm pressing my feet down, using my hands so that I don't wobble in the beginning. You'll feel a little wobbly for the first few seconds. And then once I settle in, then decentralize the legs, do flex the feet, decentralize the arms. So I liken the shape to like a big starfish. It's also a wonderful pose to do when it's hot out on the floor, the cool floor, and your complete body is being sort of open up and aerated. Wonderful to do. Especially this weekend is supposed to be hot here. You can close the eyes, dorsiflex the feet, yeah. So you're opening the back of the heel in preparation for dog pose. Decentralize the arms, turn the arms from the inside out. Again, feel that spreading of the ribs from the center outwards, the spreading of the diaphragm. Breathing through the nose unless you're congested. Yeah, you can lengthen the cervical spine. Those of you who need additional head support, take it. It's a very, very nice pose to do when you're hot or in the heat, especially if you're in a cool room that, the lights are off, etc. Again, see how the breath changes when we start our practice in these supine poses, because we're actually trying to initiate relaxation from the very beginning. It's challenging to do poses when you're not relaxed, when your mind is agitated. Again, feel the ribs moving from the center outwards, the diaphragm spreading, as it did when we were lying down with legs bent, as it did in Supta Baddha Konasana. And then when you're ready, you can bend the legs, roll to the side, and come up. And you're going to set up for Supta Virasana. Some of you will need that extra head support. Some of you, Nancy, will need to take more height underneath you. Remember, if your knees fly up, you need more trunk support. And then watch, we're going to sit in Virasana. We did this on Tuesday. Wait there. And then see if you can do Paschima Namaskar. So I'm using my hands to palpate my spine. If that's not possible, you can do the one of the arms in Gomukhasana as I'm doing now, and see how the elbow is in line with my waist. I'm not pushing it back because then the skin can't turn. All right, and then you can do the other arm, or you can simply do this, right? So I want you to do some arm position that brings your awareness to the spine. The other one, of course, is Urdhva Baddha Gulyasana, because the arms are centralized versus Urdhva Hastasana, okay? So any one of those, or you can do all of them. Paschima Namaskar would be the hardest and perhaps the last, all right? So you're sitting in Virasana, spreading the feet, pressing the outer shins down, turning the inner knees to the outer knees, thighs running parallel, belt if needed. And then you can do, in the order I described, the opposite order, Urdhva Baddha Gulyasana, interlaced hands, then change the interlace. And then Gomukhasana, one arm, which is this. If this is not possible, taking the hand here this high up, then you just decentralize. That's a really good, that's the instruction. But notice how my elbow is not behind my waist. It's in line with it. And then those who can do Paschima can certainly do Paschima. And then if you're doing Paschima, good, Julia, kick the dorsal spine in and look up. Yeah, without taking the abdomen forward. Remember, without, and if you're holding your elbows, there's more of an opportunity, Luna, then, yeah, this is interesting because when you're holding here, say, because the arms are even with the abdomen here, the belly button, there's even more of a chance to push the abdomen forward. So just then decentralize. Okay, and then when you're ready, release the arms and lie back into Supta Virasana, and then we'll take the arms overhead. Okay, so just lie back, take the support you need, press the feet. You're on the baby toe side, outer shin, thighs not parting. Head support if you need it so that the chin is not lifting up toward the ceiling. Just relax. Peggy, you have the head support, good. Okay, and then when you're ready, take time, Lana. Yeah, you can take the block out. Know that the buttocks don't need to come in contact with the floor. Good that you have the back, the support for the knees up back. Okay, now if you're on a lot of height, good, Nancy, if you're on a lot of height, then taking the arms down by the side could strain the arms. So put them just on that upper armpit chest. Otherwise, take the arms overhead. You can hold the dowel, Lubna. Hi, Gail. Good to see you. Keep those elbows firm, Julia, good. Elbows firm. right? Reach through the fingertips to keep your attention on, don't let the elbows bend. Okay, then hold in bound hand. Good. Use this to increase get that armpit length. Luca, you can pump the arms like a gentle, like this kind of action, you know, to open up more the outer armpit, you know, and you can do it even without the dowel. If your elbows are higher than the shoulder, Lana, you can take the arms a little bit wider apart, because from my viewpoint, that your elbow point, your right arm looks higher than your shoulder. Yeah, yes, there you go. Get that. I want the arms when they're overhead in Baddha Hasta. The arms, that's good, Lubna. The elbows should be in line with the shoulder. Good, that's it. So Gail, we just started with, we did some things, but where you can start with us now in Virasana and then Supta Virasana. If you don't want to do Virasana, Gail, you can do Supta Baddha Konasana, whatever you prefer. We already did Supta Baddha Konasana. So it's up to you. Okay, those of you who change the cross and then relax. The last arm phase is just out to the sides. And just be with the breath. Enjoy the breath as it is. Notice in Supta Virasana, I always point this out, I know, the diaphragmatic breath it's harder to feel in Supta Virasana because of the narrow shape, easier to feel like, Gail, you're in Supta Baddha Konasana. If you need to come out, that's fine. We're staying maybe 1 minute longer. You'll probably feel the inhalation more in Supta Virasana, which is okay because we're going to do dog pose in a moment, and you'll feel that energetic lift of the breath, the inhalation that you need in dog pose. Elaine, you can do Uttanasana wide and with feet apart and then feet narrow, so it's consistent with what we're doing in dog pose. Okay, now when you're ready, place the hands in the arches of the feet and up you come. Now for the knees, we're going as we did on Tuesday. You take the hands wide, those of you need the blocks, and then I'm going wide with the leg. So this is a wide, this is really good if the hamstrings are tight. What's challenging about this one is you don't feel your spine as much, but we're making that comparative study of going from wide to classic to narrow to feel the spine. You'll feel the spine as we get more narrow. All right, Elaine, you can do it the Uttanasana, wide to the outer edges of the mat, hip width apart and then narrow. Or you can do Prasarita. All right, so when you're ready, Adho Mukha Svanasana, hands wide, option to put the hands on the blocks. Remember to open the backs of the knees, extend through the heel hinge. That's it. Remember the armpit length. You can pump Lubna if you want to. That's good, Elaine. Just shift the weight slightly toward the toes. Good, Peggy. Yeah. Open the backs of the knees. That goes without saying. Outer shins in. I know it's hard when the legs are very wide to suck the outer shins in. You have to really just imagine I'm behind you, pressing your outer shins in. Outer shins in. Outer shins in. Okay, now come down. And now take Adho Mukha Svanasana from a prone position for some upper body strength. Unless you have a shoulder issue, then from an all four. That's it, Nancy. Tuck the toes under, be careful, Beth. Take the hands by, that's it. Now push the floor away, come through a high Chaturanga Dandasana, and then Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now this is the classic way, good Elaine. Classic with the feet in line with the hands. Again, press the knees back, make the thighs sleek. Press the hands down, go up through the inner arms, turn the inner upper arm skin inside out. Nancy, I think you can walk the feet in a little bit. It's a long stance, but I think it's, yeah, that's better. Extend through the heel hinge. Good. Then you can just stay in plank, come out, plank. All right. So now ask yourself, are you getting more clarity in the vertebral column? Certainly, if you compare this way to the previous way, you will feel your spine more. Okay, now come down, and this one you have to take from an all four. So you're bringing the hands together. Anyone who has a shoulder issue, I probably wouldn't have the thumbs touch. You could bring them maybe a smidgen closer. That you have to be careful with this. Otherwise, let the thumbs touch like this. Again, if you're having a shoulder issue, you can go a little bit wider or not do it all, certainly. And then you're coming into the narrow dog pose. Now, observe when you come into the narrow dog pose, you'll feel your spine more, but what you get in that, you lose in your armpit length. So Lubna, be mindful of that. Yeah, anyone who has tight armpits, you will feel your upper body shifting forward, right? If the armpits are tight, notice how the back body is closer to the wall that you're facing. Then you can decide, oh, I feel my spine, but I'm closing my armpits. So remember, you can always turn the palms out. Those of you who have the hands together, then turn the palms out a little bit so the armpits can open. So I'm giving you the awareness of your spine. If you need to come down, of course, do so. So we went from wide, which is easier on the hamstrings, hard to feel the spine, classic, and then narrow, which is harder on the armpits, but easier to feel the spine. And just enjoy that and just add it to your repertoire. Beth, I should have seen this earlier. I think you can walk your legs further back. You're almost too short in the stance, to tell you the truth. Okay, and now rest. So I'm going to have everyone rest in a prone position on your belly. We're going to do some cobras. We didn't do this on Tuesday. Just make a little pillow for your forehead and just relax with the elbows out to the side. You can be on the tops of the feet or the toes tucked under. But we're getting ready to do 10 cobras, which we talked about last Friday, I believe, or was it Tuesday, in terms of push-up preparation. Lana showed us a push-up with the elbows out to the side, which really helps. Cobra will really help, as does, doing it on a staircase, doing it against the wall. Val, you had mentioned that to me as well, right? With the PT, saying that the elbows were out to the side is much easier than the classic Chaturanga Dandasana. Honestly, I have seen so many people injure their rotator cuff by doing the classic Chaturanga Dandasana. It was really formulated for young men in their 20s. All right, now this is what we're going to do: 10 cobras with a count of 10 holes at the 10th one. So in this one, you're on the tops of the feet. You'll take your hands to spread the backs of the thighs, placing the hands by the armpit chest. Make sure that you're spreading your palm like dog pose. And then you kind of shimmy your bottom ribs forward a little bit. You won't feel it that much. It's more doable than observable. And then you lift up. Keep the neck long. Keep the neck long so you're not doing something like that, leading with the chin. Notice how the elbows are bent. So as I rise up and slither forward and rise up, my abdomen, this part of my body right here is on the floor, right? The pelvis is on the floor. What lifts is here, okay? Shoulder blades stay tucked on the back. Okay, 10 cobras when you're ready. This is a way to build upper body strength to eventually be able to do a push-up. And even if a push-up is not aspirational, you're building upper body strength. Yeah, Beth, just don't rise up so much that the arms go straight. That's it. Spread the palms, shoulders back. Remember, don't lead with the chin. And rise up, look forward from the bridge of the nose. So you have like this long gaze. And then when you've done 10, see if you can hold it. Good, Yukiko, for 10. See if you can hold it. Yeah, that's fine. See if you can hold it for 10. So 10 cobras, 10 bhujangasans, and a hold for 10 for some upper body strength, which is important. Okay, now add in from, we did it already, a dog pose. Again, classic way, when you're ready, just push the floor. Elaine, you can do a few more cobras because we're coming back to do Shalabhasana. Okay, up you go. All right, now come down on your belly. For those of you who are here, I'll start with this. Have a belt, we'll use it. All right, and then you're going to lie down with your feet like the very first dog pose, wide apart. Your arms are going to go backward and you're going to lift the roots of the thighs. If you can't lift the roots of your thighs, then take the blanket. We'll try it this way without the blanket. We didn't do that on Tuesday. Take the blanket under the roots of the thighs, which would be here, and it will be easier to lift your thighs, okay? So now it's not underneath my pelvis, it's underneath the thigh, where the top of the thigh and the pelvis meet, and then you're going to lift the legs up. The arms are going to go backward. All right, so let's see Shalabhasana with legs apart. Blanket is optional.
Grab your belt. What are we supposed to be doing with the belt?
We're not using the belt yet. Well, that's to come, yeah, down the road. All right, so now with the arms reaching backward, in line with the hips, raise the legs, raise the chest, raise the arms. Good, Julia. Lift the roots of the thighs. It takes hamstring strength to do this. Gluteal strength. Gail, not prone. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, there's reasons sometimes, you know, if anyone's feeling nauseous, prone does not feel good. All right, now take another one. Take the palms, which were just facing, take the palms up to the ceiling. Another one, lift the legs. Still the legs are wide apart. Palms facing upward now. Good, and down you come. All right, now bring the feet closer in so that they're hip width apart like we did in dog pose. All right, raise the legs, raise the arms, raise the chest, neck long, neck long, neck long. Good. And down you come. All right, now take your belt and you're putting it around your feet, not around the ankles. Gail, if you want to strengthen your hamstrings, because this is what we're doing, you could do like 30 bridges. It's up to you. If you want to just go on your supine, I assume you have to belt the feet. This manner. So the feet are together because it'll be easier to lift the two legs like one unit. So again, I'm using the blanket and look, you see? It's hard to lift the legs when they're together without the belt. So that's why we're using the belt. But belt the feet, not the ankles. That's it, Julia. Yeah, Gail, do these bridges. And what you could do, Gail, I was doing this the other day with on the hydro. So you take a blanket, could do a block, I prefer the blanket, put it between your thighs, Gail, and then you go up and down, about 30, and at the top of each 10, hold for 10. Okay, everybody else is in Shalabhasana. All right, now, here we go, that's it. Move, now raise the legs, raise the chest, the legs are together. Good. Now, we did this on Tuesday, bring the hands toward each other, but don't hook the thumbs. Don't hook the thumbs, but keep the arms straight, Beth. Arms straight. Yes, it's those of you who are hooking the thumbs with bent elbow, I'd rather you not do it. Okay, that way. Then take another belt if you have it, or a dowel or something, and hook the thumbs in this manner. If they're not coming together, not a problem. But I want those arms straight. So even though if you go to the hooking the thumbs and the elbows bent, I'd rather, Lumina, that's good. All right, and up you go. If you feel like you can't do much prone, and I see some of you are not doing prone, I don't know exactly the reason. I assume because it's maybe making you nauseous. Beth, lower the arms a lot more. Yes, yeah, there you go. Good, Elaine. Okay, up and down. for those in Chattoose. All right. So I know these poses are not perhaps fun, but they're really important to do. Now, one last one, narrow feet, narrow arms, and you can really feel your spine, right? Like the narrow dog, all right? Again, see if you can bring the thumbs to touch like you did in Adho Mukha Svanasana, and then lift Lana at the mid buttock. Just imagine I was standing over you and I have a belt at your mid buttock. Okay, good, now that's over. Now, what we're going to do, Yukiko, yeah, you kind of beat me to it. We're going to take the belt off and we're going to do one round of Shalabhasana, more for the arms than for the legs. So again, you can use your roll. It'll be harder, of course, with the feet apart, feet together. So I'm opting for the classic position, feet apart. And then I'm going to take the arms, and I have a chair in front of me. Some of you will want this. We didn't do this on Tuesday. I'm going to take the arms out to the side. Then I swoop the air forward. My palms are facing forward. And then I'm attempting to get my arms walking up the chair. So my arms are extended out in front of me now. My legs are lifted off the floor. So I'm coming into it from like this action. Just watch. Actually, we'll start with the arms behind, as we've done. Then out to the side. Palms are swooping forward and then rise to the level of the chair seat. So we didn't do this. This isn't challenging. Those of you who know Makrasana, it helps. So you're lying up. Don't make the chair too far away. So we're going to do these forearm positions, everyone. Before you do it, they're going to go back. We're going to lift the legs. The arms will extend it back. That's the classic way. Then out in a T, and then swooping forward to a Y, and then eventually to what I call an I. That's it, Val. Okay, and then you can hold it in the I or repeat, neck long. Beth, I think for you, you can even go higher with the chair. You know, your chair seat, I would build up some height. So, you know, you can do it. You have a lot of mobility. Okay, arms back. Gail will be done when we're going to Supta cycle soon. Okay, arms back, then arms. Good, Julia. Now, Y, palms forward. Don't skip the Y. The Y is excellent to get the shoulder blades flat on the back, and then forward. That's it. Now, Beth, rest your bottom wrist on that blanket. Beautiful. Some of you, Elaine, can go higher. Build up the chair height. Peggy, if it lifts the trapezius, I would stay in the Y formation. I don't want anybody's skin of the trap to fall on the neck. This is challenging because if your trapezius is weak, weak and not flexible, you won't be able to take the arms overhead in a comfortable, without struggle way. Now just rest with your forehead supported. But I will plant this seed because even though it's challenging and we don't often do this, it's really helpful. Just relax. Make a little pillow for you with your hands and just relax doing those prone back bends. The prone back bends, by the way, are Cobra, Bhujangasana, Locust, Shalabhasana. Chaturanga is not really, it's more an abdominal pose, but sometimes people could throw it in as a prone back bend. And then of course, Makrasana. Lubna, you okay? Okay. All right, now we're going to do, Gail, you can join us now in Supta 1. So we're going to do Supta 1, 2 different iterations like we did on Tuesday. I think everyone can join in. You can have the feet at the wall. And I would take, just because it'll feel good on your back, take a Dvipada and then an Ekapada, and then you'll put the belt on. Okay. Everyone good? All right. That's it. Dvipada, good, Nancy. Flex the feet, open up those heel hinges, spread the toes, lift the arches, and then Ekapada. For you, Beth, always, I know that shin always hits back. You know, for you, I would just imagine your index finger at the center of your calf, pushing it toward your head side. So you don't that's better. You don't hyperextend that leg as much. Yeah. Okay. And then take the leg to 90, belt around the arch. Arms are straight in this pose. I really want to work on, as we get older, the arms tend to bend, right? So keep the joints firm, turn the inner upper arm skin, spread the collarbones, relax the throat and the eyes. Keeping the hips even, Steven, the side ribs even, Steven. Move the leg any amount. We're not lifting the chest, the head today, so don't worry, that's good. Okay. Yeah, Gail, that's good. Pull the strap down with straight arms, lifting the heel hinge up. Pull the toes are coming down closer to your face. A lot of you who find it trouble, Beth, you don't need to do that so much because you're already, the back of the knee is already hyperextended. But for most of you, can't open the back of the knee, pulling the strap down, using the hands to help. And lift the heel up to the ceiling, but pull the toes down. You know what I mean, Beth? You know, for you, that action doesn't apply, because if you do it, it just winds up hyperextending your knee more. You don't want that. All right. So Beth, can I just go here for 1 second? I just, you know, because I'm not going to see you for soon. So I want to just say one thing about people who hyperextend the knee, and not to say it's a terrible thing, it's not. One thing that I've learned that helps, and I don't hyperextend the knee, but if you actually, if you put a belt here, this might help. So you're not pressing into that belt, all right? And the other thing I've seen is like you form like do like a crisscross with the belt as well, but that sometimes can help people. So the awareness is there. Change sides when you're ready, Beth. You can stay with that action. All right, so change sides, Supta one on the other side. Open the backs of both knees. Once you have the evenness, the samatvam, then take the leg toward you. Yeah. Good, these look good. Julia, right above the knee, press it back. All right. Watch the, Peggy, same thing, right above the knee. And don't let the top of the thigh hike up, right? You're moving the root of that left thigh back as that lower leg moves forward. Imagine for many of you, that traction belt really helps. Good. Beth, that's really good. Really good. Okay, stay with it. Stay with it. All right. Observe your spine. As you go beyond 90, the spine tends to sink down. Can you kick that dorsal spine in like you did when the arms were behind you? Remember the Shalabhasans and the arm movement of Paschima Namaskar. Good, Val. All right, now to kick the dorsal spine in, do this iteration that we like very much. We're going to take, this time the arms will be bent because the elbows are going to the floor. So you can again start at 90, elbows down, upper arms down, throat relax. You'll see there's tension. When the elbows are on the floor, there's more tension here. So can you basically kick the dorsal spine in? Whole spine moving away, have the memory of when the roll was there when we spinized. Okay, so again, we're doing poses at the beginning of this class to bring attention to the median line. There's ways to do different poses that highlight certain parts of the body and certain actually organic parts as well. Elbows down. Watch your throat, watch your eyes. Don't tense up. It's hard not to, because the arms are pressing into the earth. Good, Yokiko. Keep the symmetry in the hips. Looks like everyone on their right side opens the back of the leg more, which may mean that we spend longer times on the right side. Hence, you might consider doing left-right for a year versus right-left for a year, because we always seem to shortchange. Imagine, Beth, my head like a bull pushing against your calf. So, right? You have to, yeah, that's it. Center the calf forward. All right, change sides, start at 90. All right, this iteration of Supta 1, forward from the spine. So don't sleep on the spine, even when the arms are straight. The sense in the back body is one of firmness, not diffuseness. Okay. I will say that I hope you practice the Supta cycle, 3 times a week over the summer. You will be helped so much by it. All of them. I'm not going to do all of them today, but. All right, now we're doing Supta 2. So watch, I'll show you from this view. Take the strap, and I'm decentralizing from the get-go. This is a good habit to get into. Decentralize this leg from the get-go. Take the leg to 90, then extend your arm out. If you have your chair rung like this is a great idea. I'm holding the chair, the bottom leg, you see? And that helps me not go with the right side, right? So I'm holding the chair rung, we have it out, got a coffee will spill. All right, so I'm here. I'm reaching through, I'm decentralized the left leg, I'm reaching through the left arm, and then I go. All right, try it with the chair today. Just for, if you have a piece of furniture, you could use that too if you were under your bed, say. Try it with, try it with, if you don't have a chair, don't worry. That's it. Is that nice for some of you with the chair seat? The chair rung, the chair leg. Beth, have the arm in line with the shoulder though, not a little, from my vantage point, it looks a little higher. That's it. Good. Peggy, that's it. Legs straight. Pelvis is balanced. It's good, Gail. If you decentralize the leg from the get-go, it's much easier. Take the chair closer to the chest side, Yokiko, so that that's it. Because when the arm is higher, it'll lift the trapezius up to the neck. And I don't want you to strain your neck. Keep the legs straight. Both arms are straight. Turn the right, make sure that right arm is straight. I'm not going to have anyone keep the elbow on the floor. So you have to turn that arm from the inside out. These are good. All right, now change sides. You'll have to swap the chair. Other side, but keep the arm in line. You're reaching through the right arm, but decentralize the right leg. Okay, we didn't do Supta 2 on Tuesday, but we're doing Supta 3 after. Okay, just stay with stay with it. Left arm straight, right arm straight. You'll find that holding the leg of the chair will prevent you from toppling over, and the decentralized right leg will help you topple over. Those of you who have you can hold the big toe, that's fine. That's eventually the final pose. You're holding the big toe or side of the foot. All right. And then take the leg up. Now we're doing a quick Supta 3. I think today we'll do a figure 4. We'll add that piece. This is preparation for abdominal work. So a little bit of abdominal work today, but we haven't lost sight of the spine. So I'm holding now the strap with the left hand. I'm keeping on my median line, and I cross the right to the left. Those of you can bend, those of you who have very tight outer hip can bend the leg and then extend. Again, those of you who need an extra inner thigh weight, take that now. Okay, so Supta 3 in preparation for Jethara. That's it, cross the right, but remember you only go as far as you stay on the median line and reach out good back, left inner arm, right inner arm. Goes for your. If you need to bend the leg, fine, and then to straighten. Okay, change sides when you're ready. Val, you all right? You just saw with Gail. Okay, left side. Hold with right hand. Stay on the median line and cross the left right. Turn the belly from right to left. Good. That's good, Lana. So we're doing Supta 3, Val, or Jethro, Ekapada Jethro. Sometimes.
Yeah, I just lost you. I got lost the connection.
That's okay. That's the nice thing about Zoom. You can just right, in and out. It's always something. That's really good. All right. Now take a quick figure 4, and those of you find this figure 4, and then you can do full Supta Padangusthasana 4 for your outer hip. We didn't do this on Tuesday. So just add this. The hips get tight if you don't do something for them. All right. Remember, don't let the right foot cross too far over. Aim to get the shin parallel to your collarbones and then take the left thigh toward you. So yeah, that's a good Beth. And then final pose for those who wish to. Can be at wall, Elaine, that's fine. So I'm glad to see that many of you are employing the iterations that you need to do the pose with ease. Good. I would say Supta 4 is really important to do again 3 times a week because the ability to go to the final pose gets harder and harder. Change sides when you're ready. Good. Supta 4, either figure 4 or final pose. That's it, Lana. You can use that arm position to lengthen your outer armpit, right outer armpit, left outer armpit. And then Elaine, for you, just, you could scoot the buttocks any amount toward the wall, go closer to the wall without lifting the buttocks up. Okay. Now, we're going to do, before we do Jethro Parvatasana, the abdominal pose for the obliques, we're going to do what I asked you to do on Tuesday. And I want to clarify this, Beth, since we spoke about it after class. So you're going to do an Urdhva Prasarita Padasana, legs are straight. Those who can, take the arms ahead, overhead, if you want to palm the brick or hold the dowel. So we'll stay here about 2 minutes. This is the quintessential abdominal pose that we basically start our abdominal poses with in the Iyengar system. And then you're going to, I'll show this from a side view. We're going to pike up, in which you can hold the sides of the mat, pike and shift, pike and shift. Try to keep your legs not coming too far forward, okay? So we want to keep the legs as vertical as possible to the floor, I should say perpendicular to the floor, a pike and lift, a pike and lift. My legs are coming forward, that's fine, but not so much that they're here forward, okay? So it's a pike and a shift, a pike and a shift. I'm shifting a lot, okay? And probably for Jethro, I won't shift as much because I'm not on the median line. But for this exercise, this detour, you can shift as much as you want. Okay, first we're holding UPP. Don't bypass that. 2 minutes. Some of you find this easy. If the legs go lower than 90, put the belt on or put a block between the thighs if you can't keep the legs straight. Nancy, bring the legs a little bit toward chest side. Gail, same thing, a little bit toward chest side. Lumina, press the top of the thigh back more. Legs at 90. Lana, that's good. Arms out to the side or down by the side or overhead if you can do it. Julia, good. Toes down, heels up. And then just to vary your experience a bit in UPP, try foot circles. Foot circles. Yeah, that's it. So you're working the feet. The time will go faster. Work the feet. Keep those of you with the arms overhead, straighten the arms. Elbows firm. That's it, Val. Re-extend. Feel the finger tips, the fingernails. Nance, bring the legs a little bit closer, chest side. Gail, same thing, chest side, not beyond 90, Yokiko, now you're beyond 90, maybe the foot circles facilitated that. The legs will want to go down. See if you can keep them in their place, keep them fixed for 2 minutes. And then you can take on perhaps, staying to 4 minutes, 3 minutes. Okay, and now take the knees into the chest and then we'll do the piking. So it's a pike up and then a shift. Could you do shift and pike? Yeah, but we're doing pike and shift. All right, this is a little bit of a detour, but it will make Jethara Parvatasana perhaps a little bit easier. So I'll show you this way. It's a shift and a pike and a shift, a pike and a shift, or a shift and a pike. A shift and a pike I think is harder. So I usually do a pike and a shift, but you can vary it up. It's all abdominal. This also will help you, those who know Beth, Val Niralamba Sarvangasana. Remember that? Niralamba 1, Niralamba 2. This will help you. It also helps you do Sarvangasana. This pike and a shift. That's it. Keep going. Pike up without taking the legs too far forward and shift. So that, you can shift to the, a lot. In Jethara, you won't need to shift as much because in Jethara, you want to stay on the median line. We're doing this as somewhat preparation for Jethara, but more for the abdomen. And also there are poses in our Iyengar system that require this. Also the rock and roll. Remember rock and roll? This action is required in rock and roll. It's required in halasana and in your inversions. Okay, now we're doing Jethara. Take the knees into the chest, flex the feet. So if anyone has back issues, you'll keep the legs bent, shift or not shift, but the main idea, remember, you only shift if you can't stay on the median line. So let me show from here. All right, so I'm shifting in this case a smidge to the right, and I'm aiming to get since we've stretched our hands, I'm aiming to get the feet to hover over my left palm, almost there, right? And then I shift to the left, swing these legs, and my legs really should be at 90, over to the right, okay? All right, so Jethara with bent or straight legs for the oblique muscles. Let's see, you can show, yeah, that's good. Show me head side facing the screen is the very best way, okay. All right, that's it, Peggy. Keep the legs straight. So now the feet are together. We've been here before. Harder to open the backs of the legs when the feet are together. You saw that in dog pose. Aim, turn the palms up. That's good. Turn the palms up, pick the shoulder blades flat, kick the dorsal spine in, stay on the median line. It's fine to do with bent legs. Or you could do Nansa Modicum. You could go from bent to straight. Bend. So you start, that's it, and then straight. And then shift, come back to center, shift to the right. Yes, bend to the left and straight. Good. Do a few rounds. Most of you really would be served well by doing at least 4 to the right, 4 to the left, or a little bit more than that for your abdominal muscles, oblique muscles. Keep that spine moving in. Okay, now try this. This is a bit of another detour. I haven't taught this. So this is like it's a core exercise directly for the oblique. So watch. I'm starting in this sit-up position. I'm interlacing my hands behind my head, and I'm not bringing the chin into the collarbones. I kind of imagine like an orange, and I'm right here. There's space between the bottom of my chin and my collarbones. And then I'm just going to turn right, turn left, turn right, turn left. But notice how the shoulder blades are off the floor. If it's difficult on your neck to do that, then do with extended arms, turn to the right, turn to the left, turn to the right, turn to the left. Let me see these. These are new. All right. So these are basically a core exercise working the obliques. Peggy, if it bothers you to take the hands behind the head, don't have the elbows too far, to kind of gentle you, relax the upper arms, go to the right, go to the left, go to the right, go to the left. If it's hard on the neck, extend the arms out to the side, which is a little bit easier. Okay. Lubna, see if you can clear the shoulder blades from the floor though. right? That's it, Lana. Clear, that's it. For some of you, it'll be easier to clear the shoulder blades, Lubna, yes, with the extended arms. So these guys are off the floor. So Val, we're doing this kind of work for the obliques. It'll be interesting. I find this a lot more challenging than Jetra. Does anyone find this more challenging than Jetra? Doesn't involve the hamstrings, but it's different. Yeah, me too. Okay, now I want to show you something else that's even more challenging. Watch. So, most of you know it really, the core strength is so important to build because it will help you reduce your risk of falling. Because if you have a strong core, strong shins, strong feet and toes, it really helps. Okay, so watch. So now we take the legs to the shins are parallel to the ceiling. And then I'm going to do the same thing. Right, left. Again, those of you can't clear the shoulder blades, turn in that manner, okay? So these guys have to be off the floor. All right, but now the legs, lower legs, yeah, lift the shoulder blades off the floor and go either with, yes, Beth?
Are you getting even the bottom tips of the shoulder blades off the floor?
Yes. Ideally, yes. It's like if you gave yourself a hug, Beth, it's like the whole shoulder blade. The shoulder blade is quite large. All right. To the degree that it's always to the degree that, Beth. All right, go. That's it, Lubna. That's better. Good. That's it, Lubna. Go. To the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the left, to the right, with straight arms or bent. That's good, Lana. All right. Now we'll do another round, last round, and we're doing it this way. Watch. So this is a little bit more challenging. The legs stay up in the air. And then what you're going to do is you're going to turn to your left, your right elbow will go to the outer left knee, and you're going to bring the right foot down just to tap lightly the floor. So let me show you closest to the screen. I'm taking my left elbow to the right knee and taking my left foot to the floor, just like a tapping. Okay, and you can do 10 in that manner.
Ronnie, I just want to ask you on the one we just did,
Yeah.
as you go to the side, are you taking both shoulder blades totally off the ground?
Yes, ideally.
Oh.
Yeah, the whole, yes. I mean, it's easier, you can feel when you go to the left for the right one to lift, but you want to take both with you. It's not so easy to do this core work. Just tap down, but yeah, that's it. But yeah, it's harder to lift the shoulder blades when the lower legs are on this right angle to the parallel to the ceiling, and it's harder to lift the shoulder blades. And then just relax after you've done 10 with the legs like this, spreading the abdomen. That should feel good. Yeah, so Lubna, there's a tendency in doing that one to take the leg like this, let me do it like this. So try to keep that, when I'm going to this, try to keep that right shin parallel versus heel into buttock. It's just an awareness. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. All right, just relax your abdomen supine, spread, good, Julia, spread the legs. It doesn't, here's the thing about core work. If you commit to doing 5 to 10 minutes a day of core work, you don't need 20 minutes. You don't need 30 minutes. I mean, not even CrossFit people do 30 minutes. They do a small amount of core work, maybe not even every day, but see what you like in terms of the core work. I've presented a lot of core work, be it supine, be it on your back as we just did, and also on your seated, like Paripurnavasana, on your back, of course, where we did UPP. So there's a lot to be gleaned. And of course, there's also ways from the planks for the core, this work, where you could work your obliques like this. Okay. All right. So there's a lot to do with, for the core. 10 minutes a day will really serve you well. All right, now take the legs wide apart in Pavishta Konasana because we're going back to the work in the spine. take the legs apart and relax your abdomen. Make sure that the chest, there'll be a tendency after the abdomen work to bring the chest too far forward. Be upright. All right. Find your spine. You would think in Upavishta Konasana that because the legs are wide, it would be hard to find your spine, but actually because the legs are wide, it's easier to find your spine, right? So you feel that central vertebral column. Press your thighs down and then take the arms up. So we're getting ready to do Ardha Chandrasana and Pavrita Ardha Chandrasana, revolved half moon and half moon. Revolved half moon brings that maximal length to the spine. And because we've worked so hard in this, first 2/3 of the class, I'm going to have you do both at the wall because it's a really good way to do it. All right, so watch. We did this on Tuesday. Take the arms down, take the legs back. I'm going to the wall. I'll show this. So I put the block on the high side. Beth, you know that because your shoulders were higher than the hips, you have to go to the medium side, okay? And then I basically make it easy. I step out, put my hand on the block in line with my shoulder, and I lift from my inner left thigh. So here's your half moon, which you all know. And then I'm just going to flip flop the arms. So I'm taking my left hand down to the block, I keep my leg lifted, and I hug the wall. If you have a shoulder issue, extend the arm down by the side. This is a harder way. When you revolve half moon, it's harder to keep the back leg lifted. So imagine I'm behind you and hoisting the root of your thigh up. All right. All right, let's try this. So it's anterior facing revolved half moon from half moon. I hope you were able to see that because I realized the screen got kind of, some of the body got cut out there. All right, so go to a wall. Good, Julia. Do half moon, which all of you very easily came into. Half moon with right hand. Julia, take the block a little, have the hand directly, and yeah, just bring the block a little closer to the right foot. All right, same thing for you, Kiko. Yeah, the arms should be, they should feel like they're spreading like this, even Steven. Straight arms, elbows firm, neck long. Make your right ear, guys, parallel to the floor. So you're not, have the head on a diagonal. That's something, it's a small matter. Lift from the inner thigh. Okay, now swap the arms. That's all you need to know. So you're bringing the left arm down to the brick. That's it, Beth. And now turn from the left to the right. You'll feel like you're hugging the wall. Hug the wall. Hips are compact. Good, Julia. Hips are compact. Now just observe. Iyengar says this lengthens, most maximizes the length of the spine. Elaine, just shift the weight slightly toward the ball of the foot. Watch how it's very hard to lift the back leg. It wants to lower down to the floor. Yukiko, hoist up that back aerial left leg. Good. And down. You come out through a half moon. Sorry. Come back through half moon. You can step out, Beth. But yeah, that's it. Lumna. Okay, change sides. Well done. Yeah, you don't even have to, Yukiko, go back to Trikonasana because we, typically we come into half moon from Trikonasana, but this way of half moon at the wall, we just step out, step up now with your hip, your left hip need not be against the wall. All right, because then it's hard to swap the arms. You won't be able to get the right arm up. Okay, half moon to the left. For you, Beth, shin forward, calf forward rather. All right, now swap the arms. Take the right arm down, hug the wall, hug the wall. Keep the hips balanced. Watch how that back leg wants to drop as soon as you swap the arms. That's it. Lift the root of the thigh. Good, Luna. Lift the root of the thigh. Now you're in revolved half moon. It's a harder pose on the legs, but it maximizes the length of the spine more. Okay, and now come back to half moon. I think that's wise. Back to half moon, just to get the hang of it. All right, now with the memory of the spine long, in profile, show me Utkatasana. And in this one, because we've done arm work, hold on. because we've done arm work, you're going to see if you can, I know I don't have my feet, see if you can take the palms together in Urdhva Namaskar. See if you can bring the feet together, because we're working on this, and then come into Utkatasana. If it's hard on your shoulder and your neck to bring the palms together, then keep them apart, okay? So feet together, arms together, thighs back, arms up, and now go down. Abdomen back, buttocks toward the buttock flesh, move the skin toward the backs of the knees. Lubna, good. Now go down a little bit more. Go down, that's it, Lana, go down. If your arms come forward, good, Julia. Take the arms further apart. Now see if you can hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up you come. All right, now we're doing, just add this. We're doing a squat. Watch. So we're going to come up to a standing position, and then I'm resisting my inner knees away from each other. You can turn the toes out slightly, and I go down. And I go down. We're going to go down 10 and hold for 10. All right? So we're squatting. Actually, Gail, I think it was someone sent me, they said that, I don't know, an article on that this is the best exercise to do for women. This squat. Okay, do 10. Resist the inner knees away. Toes can slightly turn out and go down. The chest is not so much parallel to the floor. So you're going up and down 10 times. The chest is more angular than Utkatasana. If you're not doing this for knees, Beth, then of course go back to Utkatasana. Good, Julia. Yes, you're going down, good, Lana. Down for 10, hold for 10. Resist the inner knee slightly away from each other. Yes, imagine you had a band below the knees, right? You can also hold a dumbbell and go down. That's it, Val. And go up and down for 10, and then hold for 10. The holding might be hard. All right, now just try this. We're going to go back to Utkatasana and see if that made it easier, because I don't want to go too off track. Utkatasana, all right? Feet together. Hold for 5. Get the maximal length in the spine. Okay, and now come up. Now you're doing Virabhadrasana 3 with the chair. So we'll have the chair so that the chair will slide away from you. So I don't want the front rungs on the mat. So you're going to take it from Uttanasana. Let me just show this quickly. Hands on the seat of the chair, and then you're going to lift the root of the left thigh up. Maximize the length of the spine in this manner by using the sides of the chair. And this way you can hold it and feel the long spine that you've created, okay? Just a different way to do Warrior 3. Okay, so bending forward in Uttanasana, have the hands in line with the shoulders. Now shift the weight onto the right foot, slide the chair away from you like you did. The center of your aerial left thigh should face the floor. Good. That's it. Make your armpits thinner and thinner. Lubna, this is also a way you can work on your armpits. That really helps. Okay, and down, bring the chair back and repeat standing on your left leg. Bending forward, set the hands on the sides of the seat of the chair, shift the weight onto the left foot, reach the trunk, good Nancy, forward, abdomen up. Now focus on getting that maximum length of the spine. Maximum length of the spine. Okay, and down you come. Now last and final one for maximum length of the spine. Let me show you this freestanding, because you don't always need a wall to do Viparita Dandasana. It's nice because the feet can be pressing into something and then they're easier to strain. It's true, but don't think that you absolutely need to have a wall. So let me just show you freestanding, because I didn't show this on Tuesday. All right, so just to say you're in a hotel, whoever, I don't know, you don't have a wall, just say, wherever that is. Of course, I've seen these people do these poses like in parks without walls and all sorts of things. So I'm starting upright. I'm kicking that dorsal spine in. So again, this is a narrow shape. And of course, it's a back bend, so you really brings your attention on the spine. And like Potpourri to Ardha Chandrasana, you can feel the maximal length to your spine. Some people feel it more in this pose than revolved half moon, or especially if they can't raise the aerial leg. So I'm kicking that dorsal spine in. Remember what we did, you can even do that. And then I recline back. I hold the joint of the chair. And then I take my shoulder blades, remember them, that were used in the sit-ups, so that my bottom of my shoulder blade clears the chair. And then I extend one leg, I imagine the wall were there, my feet are in flexion, and I press the knees down, because the legs will want to bend, don't let them. And then you can take the arms, those who can, underneath the chair, and then eventually overhead. So can you see how this is the reverse position of what we did in Shalabhasana, right? So when we were on our bellies, you did this. This is actually easier. Why? Because Viparita Dandasana goes with gravity. Shalabhasana goes against it. Is that clear? Shalabhasana is hard. All right, here we go. Viparita Dandasana with wall or not, you can opt in or out. Okay, remember to coil in. Good, Elaine. If you have a ball, the ball is a really nice way to use it. Lana, do you have a ball there? Okay. The ball is, Nancy, I don't know if you have a physio ball, but that is a really nice way. Elaine is doing it on the screen if you want to see her. I can actually, yeah. All right. That's good, Yukiko. Now have courage to take the arms overhead. Lubna, had you had a dowel, the dowel might help, but even a strap at your, like a wristlet, but just keep the arms straight. You don't have to come up, Lubna. Yes, support, if anyone's neck is bothering them. So Peggy, I know you're doing it with the head support. You could also try it with the shoulder supported, just try it with the crown of the head supported. So you'd have to be, you know what I'm saying? The back goes, so the crown of the head versus the shoulders and back of the head. That's another way. Keep the neck long, especially Yukiko. Make sure you're spreading at the occiput so you don't get a headache. That's the advantage of doing it on a ball. Peggy, I'm gonna, okay, so everybody come up because I want to show this. Bend your knees, slowly come up. So let me just take the time to show Elaine. Elaine, I hope you don't mind. If anyone has a neck issue, or if your shoulders tend to rise to your ears, this is, I think, the very best way. Or if you're just, don't have a lot of energy. So the ball helps you. I'm going to spotlight Elaine, hold on. I find this really, really helpful. So you're not struggling at all. That's really good, Elaine. On some level, Lubna, this could be really good for you too, because the support of the ball, that wide ball, would support the shoulder blades and then allow you to open the armpits versus, just gravity itself. So the ball has the advantage of being wide and our whole body is conforming to the ball. It's beautiful. And, do I have physio balls? You know what? I'm going to check my closet because I used to teach a core class. And if anyone wants a physio ball, contact me. I'll be happy to give you one. Okay, Supta, come up gracefully. Some of you came out except for Elaine. That's it, Elaine. Go lakeside. All right, now do everybody. Thank you, Elaine. Do blah blah blah. Do Supta Baddha Konasana flat. Now, what did I do? You want spotlighted, Elaine? Okay. Do flat Supta Baddha Konasana, my friends. I got to get everyone back in galley view. All right. So I'm going to check the closet because I had that at one point at least 20 balls. All right. So do flat, this time do your flat, or we did already flat, so but I want you to relax here. Feel your spine now. It's interesting, after doing Viparita Dandasana, you will feel your spine having been in that narrow shape. Whereas you probably didn't feel it when we did that first flat Supta Baddha Konasana. So as you know, in a sequence where we're inclining your mind and your body to feel and experience different things. All right. Those of you who found it was helpful to do after the abdominal work, we did this, that flat, wide, like called starfish. If you find that helpful, then do that. It's really interesting to look at these shapes from a pure, not so much physically, from a physical point of view, what they're doing for the physical body, but from a physiological and mental perspective. Okay, just rest there before Shavasana. If you have any requests for our final week together, please email me. Polly is coming on Friday and she requested abdominals. Okay, when you're ready, prepare for relaxation. Either use the chair, or bolster underneath the knees, or prone, whatever posture helps you to rest. And when I mean rest, I mean like no struggle. A pose, a geometry that lets you think of your body like a river, and you want every part of that river to flow freely. Do what you need to do to achieve that. And then it becomes more about undoing than doing. Again, you can use the blanket as a little shroud for your forehead skin to spread and to move the top of the eyelid down. Make sure you're breathing in and out through the nose. Placing the hands on the lower abdomen helps to get yourself into that parasympathetic state. And then settle back, settle down. Let that river of life flow easily and freely, not managing anything, not controlling anything. Establish the isness of now. What is? Present, momentary awareness. See if there's anything between you and momentary awareness. So again, that quote from Ajahn Chand, Thai master, if you let go a little, you'll be a little happy. If you let go a lot, you'll be a lot happy. If you let go completely, you will be free. If you want to move from a supine position to a prone one, just to internalize your senses so you can really feel the refuge of Shavasana. Well, the refuge that Shavasana has to offer, that internalization of the consciousness, the withdrawal of the senses, that's fine. So in a moment, I don't want to startle anyone. I will stop the recording. We can talk amongst ourselves. Do take time to transition yourself. Don't come up haphazardly.